right, so we in the book of Exodus, chapter 27, verse 13. We're going to read 7 verses in the Hebrew. All right, bear with me. Let me just pull it up. All right, book of Exodus, chapter 13. We're going to do the... Let's see. Chapter 27, Salakia. I'll start at verse 13. Exodus chapter 27, verse 13. 7 verses in the Hebrew. Warakab, Hakwatazar, Lapa'ath, Quadama, Mazaraka, Hamashayam, Amah, verse 14. Wakamash, Aishara, Amah, Quala Ayam, Lakathap, Imada Yaham, Shalashah, Wa'a Danayaham, Shalashah, verse 15. Wala Kathap, Hashanayath, Hamash, Aishara, Quila Ayam, Imada Yaham, Shalashah, Ra'adana Yaham, Shalashah, verse 16. Wala Sha'ar, Ira, Hakatazar, Masak, Aisharayam, Amah, Hakalath, Wa'ara, Gaman, Wathawa, La'aitha, Shanya, Washasha, Mashazar, Ma'aisha, Raquam, Imadayahum, Abara'aiha, Wa'adanayahum, Araba'aiha, verse 17. Call Amawadayah, Hakatazar, Sabayab, Makashakwayam, Kasap, Wawayahum, Kasap, Wa'adanayahum, Nakashath, 18. Arak, Hakatazar, Kama, Ba'ama, Warakab, Hamashayam, Bakamashayam, Wakwama, Hamash, Amawath, Shasha, Mashazar, Wa'adanayahum, Nakashath, verse 19. Lakal, Kalaya, Hamashakan, Bakal, Ibadathawa, Wakal, Yethada Theawa, Wakal, Yeta Islaki, Yethadath, Kakatazar, Nakashath, verse 20. Wa'atha, Tatazwa, Ath Banya, Yasha'ala, Wea Kwakawa, Alayak, Shaman, Zayath, Zak, Slaki, Kathayath, Lama Awar, la'ahai la'ahai latha nara thamayad. All right, what we just read. Exodus chapter 27, verse 13. And the breadth of the court on the east side eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits. Their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. Just to catch you up on what's going on, the Most High has instructed Moses to build him a tabernacle and to certain specifications. And so this is what Moses is doing. Moses is following the instructions of the Lord. And the material was offerings made by the people willingly. So that's kind of where we're at right now. At verse 16. And the gate of the court shall be a hanging of 20 cubits of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, wrought with needlework. And their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. All their pillars round about the court shall be filtered with silver. Slaket. Shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass. Verse 18. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of brass. Verse 19. All the vessels of the tabernacle, and all the service thereof, and the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. Verse 20. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring thee pure olive oil, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. All right, we're going to do the next 7. We're going to do the next 7 in the Hebrew. Starting at verse 21. Exodus chapter 27, verse 21. Ba'al Mawa'id Makaratazah Laparakath Ashar Al Ha'idath Ya'iraq Athawar Aharan Wabanayawa Ma'irab Id Bakwa Lapanaya Yahweh Kakwath Iwalam Ladarathum Ma'ath Banya Yasha'Allah. All right, verse 28, chapter 28, verse 1. Wa'atha Hakwarab Alayak Ath Ha'aran Akayak Wa'ath Banayawar Athawar Mathawak Banya Yasha'Allah Lakahanawar Laya Aharan Nadab Wa'a Bayaha Wa'a Allah Izar Wa'a Ya Thamar Banya Aran, verse 2. Exodus chapter 28, verse 2. Wa'ai Shayath Bagadaya Quadash La'aharan Akayak Lakabawad Walatha Pa'arath, verse 3. Wa'atha, the bar, all call Slaki, Kakamaya, Lab, Ashar, Mala'athayawa, Rawak, Hakama, Wa'aishawa, Ath, Bagadaya, Aharan, Lakwa Deshawa, Laka Hanawa, Lawa, verse 4. Wa'allah, Habagadayam, Ashar, Ya'ai Shawa, Kashan, Wa'aparad, Wama'ai Yal, Wakathanath, Thashabatazah, Salakia, Mataza Napath, Wa'a Banat, Wa'ai Shawar, Bagadaya Quadash, La'aharan, Akayak, Walabana Yawa, Laka Hanawa La Ya. Verse 5. Waham Yakwa Kawa Ath Hazahab Wa'ath Hathakalath Wa'ath Ha'a Ragaman Wa'ath Hawala Aitha Hashanaya Wa'ath Hashasha. Verse 6. Wa'aishawa Ath Ha'apad Zahab Hakalath Wa'ara Gaman Thawala Aitha Shanya Washazar Ma'aisha Hashab. All right. Exodus chapter 27, verse 20. And thou shalt command in the children of Israel that they bring thee pure olive oil, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always, in the tabernacle of congregation without before the testimony. Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever unto their generations, on the behalf of the children of Israel. So Aaron, remember, Aaron was the priesthood was the Levites, and Aaron was the high priest. So Aaron was in order of all this that was going on in the Lord's tabernacle. Verse 28, chapter 28, Exodus chapter 28, verse 1. And take thou unto thee Aaron thy brother, and his sons with him, from among the children of Israel, that they may minister unto the priest office, even as Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, and Aaron's sons. Verse 2. And thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, and thou shalt speak unto all that are wise-hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me in the priest office. Verse 4. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, and an ephod, and a robe, and a broidered coat, and a mitre. Now keep in mind, this is showing you what kind of garments that the priesthood wore, Aaron and his sons wore at this time. The Lord said that Aaron is supposed to be made a garment that is for glory and for beauty. I mean, these were beautiful garments that Aaron and his sons had on them. And and also putting a mitre on their head as well. That was something that was commanded by the priesthood. And a girdle along the paps, like a girdle like we wear with our garments, right? So if you want to know where we get this from, you go to Exodus chapter 28, and it'll tell you what the priesthood wore. You know what I mean? Verse 5, and they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and they shall make the ephod of gold and of blue and of purple and of scarlet and fine twined linen with cunning work. I mean, these were glorious garments. I mean, they were beautiful garments. You know what I mean? And one day it'll be like that in the kingdom, where the priests are going to wear, I mean, the most beautiful garments you've ever seen with cunning work. All right. Exodus chapter 28. We're going to start at verse 7. Shathayah, Kathapath, Habarath, Yahweh Lawa, Al Shanya, Quatazawa, Thayawa, Wakabar. Verse 8. Wakashab, a part of the war, Ashar, Alayar, Alayawar, Kama Shahawar, Mamanawar, Yahaya, Zahab, Thakalath, Wa'ara, Gaman, Wathawa, La'aitha, Shanya, Washasha, Mashazar, verse 9. Walakwakath, Ath, Shathaya, Abanaya, Shaham, Wapatha, Kath, Alayaham, Shamawath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Shasha, Mashamatham, Al Ha'aban, Ha'akath, Wa'ath, Shemayath, Hashasha, Hanawatharayam, Al Ha'akan, Hashanayath, Kathawa Ladathum, verse 11. Ma'aisha, Karash, Aban, Patha Wakaya, Kathum, Thapathak, Salakia, Ath, Shathaya, Ha'abanayam, Al Shamath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Masabath, Masha Batazawath, Zahab, Tha'aisha, Atham, verse verse 12. Washamath, Ath Shathiyah, Ha'abanayam, Al Kathapath, Ha'apad, Abanya, Zakaran, Labanya, Yasha'ala, Wanasha'ah, Aharan, Ath, Shemawatham, Lapaniyah, Yahweh, Al Shathiyah, Kathapa Yawah, Lazakaran, verse 13. Wa'ai Shayah, Mashaba Tazath, Zahab. All right. Exodus chapter 28, starting at verse 7. And it shall have 2 shoulder pieces thereof, joined at the 2 edges, and so shall it be joined together. And the curious girdle of ephod which is upon it shall be of the same, according to the work thereof, even of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen. Verse 9, and thou shalt take 2 onyx stones, and grave on them the names of the children of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the other 6 names of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in the stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make that in the ouches of the gold. And thou, verse 12, and thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod for stones of memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. Verse 13, and thou shalt make ouches of gold. So this is a very sophisticated garment. I mean, this garment was used with the finest materials. And also those 2 stones that would go on the ephod or into the pouch, engraved on them was the names of the children of Israel, right? You can't tell me that you're reading this book, right, and you can't seem to grasp the idea that it's the theme of this book is only talking about the nation of Israel, right? The emphasis of this whole book is it points to the children of Israel. All throughout this book, it's talking about the children of Israel. The Bible is not a book for any other nation but the children of Israel, right? And your theologians and your wise men of this world have not been able to prove that this book is talking about all nations. All right. Next 7. Starting at verse 14. Exodus chapter 28, verse 14. Washatayah, Sharath, Zahab, Tahawar, Magabalath, Ta'aisha, Atham, Ma'aisha, Ibath, Wana Thatha, Ath, Sharath, Ha'ai, Bathath, Al, Hama, Shabbatazath, verse 15. Wa'ai Shayath, Hashan, Mashapat, Ma'aisha, Hashab, Kama'aisha, Apad, Ha'ai Shanayawa, Zahab, Hakalath, Wa'aragaman, Wathawa La'aitha, Shanya, Washasha, Mashazar, Ha'aisha, Athawa, verse 16. Rabawa'ai, Yahaya, Kapawal, Zarak, Zarath, Arakawa, Wazarath, Rakah Bawar, verse 17. Wamala'ath, Bawar, Mala'ath, Aban, Araba'ai Ha, Tawarayam, Aban, Tawar, Adam, Patada, Waba Rakwath, Hatawar, Ha'akad, verse 18. Wahatawar, Hashanayah, Napak, Tapayah, Waya Halam, verse 19. Wahatawar, Hashalayah Shiyah, Lasham, Shabawar, Wahaka Lama, verse 20. Wahatawar, Haraba Ya'ayah, Darashayash, Washaham, Wayashapat, Wayashapah, Mashabataziyam, Zahab, Yahayawa, Bamala wa Atham. All right, that's we're stopping right there. Exodus chapter 28, verse 14. And the 2 chains of pure gold at the ends of the wreathen work shalt thou make, and fasten the wreathen of chains to the couches. And thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work. After the work of the ephod thou shalt make it, of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen shalt thou make it. Verse 16. 80 shall it be, being doubled. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set it in the settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. And the second row shall be an emerald, and a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row a ligure, an agate, an amethyst. And the fourth row a beryl, an onyx, and jasper. They shall be set in gold in their enclosings. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Everyone with his name shall be according to the 12 tribes. And thou shalt make upon the breastplates chains. Salakia, we went too far. We're going to stop at verse 21. So now each stone that Aaron had 4 rows of stones on his garment, enclosed in pure gold. And each stone represented one of the tribes of Israel. All right. Verse 21. Exodus chapter 28, verse 21. Let's get it. Waha'a banayam thahayayan al shamath banya yasha'ala shathayam aishara al shamatham pathawa kaya kawatham ayash al shamawa thahayayan Lashana Ya, Aishar, Shabbat, verse 22. Wa Aishayath, Al Hakashan, Sharashath, Gabalath, Ma'aisha, Ibath, Zahab, Tahawar, verse 23. Wa Aishayath, Al Hakashan, Shethiyah, Taba'ai Wath, Zahab, Wanathath, Ath, Shethiyah, Hataba'ai Wath, Al Shanya, Quatazawath, Hakashan, verse 24. Wanathatha, Ath, Shethiyah, Ibathath, Hazahab, Al Shethiyah, Hataba'aitha, al Quatazawath. Hakashun, verse 25. Wa'ath Shathaya Quatazawath. Shathaya Ha'ai Bathath. Wa'ai Bathatha. Thathan al Shathaya. Hamashaba Tazawath. Wanathatha al Kathapawa. Ha'apad al Mawal. Panayawa. Verse 26. Wa'ai Shayath. Taba'ai what? Zahab. Washabat. Shalaki. Washamath. Atham. Al Shanya. Quatazawath. Hakashan. Al Shapathawa. Ashar. Al Ibar. Ha'apad. Bayatha. Last one, 27. Wa'ai Shiyath. Shathiyah. Taba'ai Wath. Zahab. Wanathatha. Atham. Al Shathiyah. Kathapawath. Ha'apawad. Malamata. Mamawal. Panayawa. La'aimath. Makabara Thawa. Mama Al. Lakashab. Ha'apawad. It's like Ha'apawad. All right. Exodus chapter 28, starting at verse 21. And the stone shall be with the names of the children of Israel, according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Everyone with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. And thou shalt, verse 22, and thou shalt make upon the breastplate chains at the ends of the wreathen work of pure gold. Verse 23, and thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put the 2 rings on the ends of the breastplate. Verse 24, and thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. Verse 25, and the other ends of the 2 wreathen chains thou shalt fasten in the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. Verse 26, and thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate in the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. Verse 27, and the 2 other rings of gold thou shalt make, and put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, towards the forepart thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of ephod. All right. We're going to do the next 7 in the Hebrew, starting at verse 28. Wayara Kasawa Ath Hakashan Mataba'ai Thawa Mataba'ai Thayawar Al Taba'ai Tha Ha'apad Bapa Thayal Thakalath Laha Yawath Al Kashab Ha'a Pawad Wala'a Yazak Hakashan Ma'al Ha'a Pawad. Verse 29. Wanasha'a Ha'aran Ath Shemawath Banya Yasha'ala Bakashun, Hamashapat, Al Labawar, Baba Awar, Al Hakwadash, Lazakaran, Lapanaya, Yahweh, Thamayad, verse 30. Wanathath, Al Salakia, Al Kashan, Hamashapat, Ath Ha'a, Wara Yum, Wa'ath Hathamayum, Wahayawa, Al Lab, Ha'aran, Waba Awar, Lapanaya, Yahweh, Wanasha'a, Aharan, Ath, Mashapat, Banya, Yasha'ala, Al Labawar, Lapanaya, Yahweh, Thamawad, verse 21. Wa'ai Shayath Ath Shalaki. Wa'ai Shayath Ath Ma'ayol Ha'apa Wad Kalayol Hakalath, verse 32. Wahaya Paya Ra'ashawar Bathawakawar Shapa Yahweh Lapayawar Sabayab Ma'aisha Araga Kapaya Thakara'a Yahweh Shlaki Yahaya Lawar La'a Yakwara I, verse 33. Wa'ai Shayath Al Shawalayawar Ramanaya Thakalath Wa'ara Gaman Watha Wala Aitha Shanyar Al Shawalayawar Sabayab Wapa I Manaya Zahab Bathawakam Sabayab, verse 34. Pa'aiman Zahab Rara Mawan Pa'aiman Zahab Rara Mawan Al Shawalaya Hama I Yo Sabayab. Alright. Starting at verse 28. Exodus chapter 28, verse 28. And they shall bind the breastplates by the rings thereof onto the rings of the ephod with the lace of blue, that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loosed from the ephod. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the breastplate of judgment upon his heart when he goeth in unto the holy place, for a memorial before the Lord continually. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be upon Aaron's heart when he goeth in before the Lord. And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually. Verse 31, and thou shalt make the robe of the ephod all of blue. Verse 32, and there shall be a hole in the top of it, in the midst thereof. It shall have a binding of woven work round about the whole of it, as it were the whole of a habergeon, that it be not rent. Verse 33, and beneath upon the hem of it thou shalt make pomegranates of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, round about the hem thereof, and the bells of gold between them round about. Verse 34, a golden belt and a pomegranate, and a golden belt and a pomegranate upon the hem of the roundabout robe roundabout. Now this was a very luxurious, sophisticated robe. I mean, this robe looked glorious. And it also had the Urim and the Thummim. This is how the priest would make decisions with the Urim and the Thummim. It was like, it's sort of like rolling dice in a sense, which is why the symbol of the Levites is the dice, right? The Urim and the Thummim represented that. And what it would do is the high priest Aaron would place it upon his heart, because this is where he would bear the judgment of the children of Israel, and this would be something that he would bear continually. All right, last 7 in the Hebrew, starting at verse 35. Wahaya al ha'aran l'sharath wanashama I Kwawa Lawa Baba Awa Al Hakwadash Lapanaya Yahweh Waba Taza Athawa Wala Yamawath. Verse 36. Wa I Shiyath Taziya Slakia Taziya Tazah Zahab Tahawar Wapathakath Alayawar Pathawakya Hatham Quadash Layahawa. Verse 37. Washamath Athawar Al Pathayal Thakalath Salakia Wahaya Al Hamataza Napath Al Mawal Panya Hamataza Napath Yahweh. Verse 38. Wahaya Al Matazak Ha'aran Wanasha'a Aharan Ath I won Hakwa Deshayam Ashah Wakwa Deyeshawar Banya Yasha'ala Lakal Mathanath Quadashayam Shayaham Wahaya Al Matazakawar Thamayad Laratazawan Lahum Lapaniyah Yahweh. Verse 39. Washabatazath Hakathanath Shasha Wa'ai Shiyath Matazanapath Shasha Wa'abanat Ha'aisha Ma'aisha Raquam. Verse 32. Walabaniyah Aharan to Aisha Kathanath wa Aishiyath Laham Habanatiyam Wamaga Ba'aiwath to Aisha Laham Laka Bawad Wala Thapa Arath. Verse 41. Wahala Bashath Athum Ath Ha'aran Wakayan Wakayak Wa'ath Banayawar Athawar Wamashakath Athum Wamala'ath Ath Yadam Wakwa Deshath Athum Wakwa Hanawar Lawar. Verse 42, last verse. Wa Aisha lahum makanasiyah bad lakasawath bashar irawa mamathanayam wa I yarakayam yahayawa. All right. Exodus chapter Exodus chapter 28. We're gonna start at verse 35. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth into the holy place before the Lord, and when he cometh out, that he die not. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold, engrave upon it, like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Lord. And thou shalt put it on a blue lace, that it may be upon the mitre. Upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, which the children of Israel shall hallow in their holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his foreheads, that they may be accepted before the Lord. Verse 39, and thou shalt embroider the coast of fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of needlework. And for Aaron's son thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles, and bonnets shall thou make for them, for glory and for beauty. Verse 41, and thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother, and his sons with him, and shall anoint them, and consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches, to cover their nakedness, from the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach. All right. So next week, we're going to start at verse 43. We're moving along in the book of Exodus. This is pretty much what we read today, pretty much detailed the specific instructions that the Lord gave to Moses to set up a tabernacle for him, and the specific instructions that the Lord gave to Moses to set up the priesthood and their holy garments and the procedures that's needed to do the service of the Lord. So that's kind of what we read today in the book of Exodus. But with that, all right, and with that, we're going to end the service. I imagine, which means to stand. All right. La Yasha Allah. upon your Hakwadam, which means to rise. Turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer. In the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Daba'ah, Ratzakah, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanlanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'ah, Dabayanawa, Manasayawan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Lakah, Kaya, Lakah, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'ataparath, La'aiwalamya, Aman. We just read, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Amen. All right, we're going to do the power, Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Maka'ala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Lataha, Matazarayam, Hakak, Lahaquayam, Hamathia, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Bahashim Yahushai, the water. Amen. What we just read. Lord, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. All right, we're going to do Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Harayam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ira, Yaba'ah, Yaza'ira, Izarah, Slaki, Izaria, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yeshan, Shawuma, Yashar Allah, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyaka, Wayamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yikaka, Wayarak, Baliyallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashama, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashama, Tazaathka, Wabu'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid Awalam. What we just read in Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Slaki, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. All right, we're going to do Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al-Damalika, al-Takarash, wa al-Tashakwat, al-Kayahana, al-Yabika, Yahama Yawan, wa Mashanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, al-Aimaka, Yerayumwa, Sawad, Wayatha Aitazawa, al-Tsapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakida, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazaka, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Love, Yakagwa, Al Yakab, Bayarath, Yakarathwa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wa Yeshama'ila Yahum, Mawa'aba, Wahagarayam, Gabal, wa Amawan, wa Amalak, Palashat, Am Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nelawar, Imam, Hayawar, Zara'ai, Labanya Lawat, Salat, Aisha Laham, Kamajin, Kasa Yasara'ah, Kayabyan, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Neshamagwa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawar, Daman, La'adama, Shiyathumwa, Nadayamuwa, Ka'arab, Wakazabak, Wakazabak, Wakazalmanai, Call Nasiyakamwa, Ashar, Amawar, Niyarashar, Lanawar, Af Na'awat, Alahayat, Alahayat, Shiyathumwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya Rakar, Ka'ash, the Ba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahawa, Thalahat, Hariyam, Kantharadapma, Basa Irika, Wabasawafka, the Bahalam, Malaha, Panyaham, Kuala One, Wayabakwashwa, Shamkar, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ijai, Wayakapara, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamkar, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kalha, Arataza. What we just read. Salaki, Psalms 83. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. A sword is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kazan, which perished at Endor and became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Orab and like Ze'ab. Yeah, all their princes as Zebah and as Zolmanah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the Most High in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. All right? We're going to do the blessings. In the Hebrew, Barakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shah, Wa Mayakya Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapya, Ha Saranya, Ha Kwataziyanya, Ha Koyayoya, Wa Akwafim, Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah, the water. Amen. What we just read. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. And with that, salute to the, we're going to salute the brothers. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Barakathum. Salute to the sisters. Yahweh Shema Alathah Ba'Hashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, We're going to end the Sabbath service. Let's give the Lord a hand.